We're going to get started in just a minute. Welcome in, guys. We are going to get started in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Rogue Planets, on the verge of making it happen. I know you're all very excited. Shabba-dagga-ling-long. A little shout out to my peoples right over there. Hello, look at all my lovely peoples. Welcome to the stream. Gray, Kels, Laney, DJ, Eddie, public friend Izzy. Did I miss anybody? I hope I didn't miss any. RM, welcome in. And Rogue Planet is about to begin.
Mayday! Come in! If anyone can hear me,
My starship has been pulled into the anomaly. I find myself in a strange new world. It is a world with no sun, no stars. It is a world of anime. Comics. Here we go! Gaming. Movie. This world is the Rogue Planets. With your host, the Fat Mantis HD. Hello, and welcome into Rogue Planet. I am, of course, your host, the Fat Mantis. How's everybody doing out there on the internet realm? See what's going on? We also got Hannah Banana HD, Izzy, Public Friend. Rogue Radio came on in. We've got Laney O up in the house. Choo Choo, Queen Kels, DJ Eddie. We've got RM. We've got Gray Winthrop. And anyone else who's joining us on whatever app you've decided to choose, this is what's up. Thank you for stopping in to Rogue Planet. I hope you're all having a beautiful hump day. I hope you got through that hump because I think the hump is almost over. Am I right? We're going to be having one of my infamous call-in shows. That's right. You know how to call me. You got to be a member of my Discord to make that happen. So if you need that link, just let me know. But if you have any topics, feel free to go through. We've got a couple of topics we're going to go over. But let me see what my chat is going on. I feel generosity flowing through my body, says DJ Eddie. We've got that beautiful heart from Rogue Radio. We love you, Rogue. We've got, Hannah, the one and only. That's right. Oh, my God. I am starstruck. You're starstruck that you get to be on the same stream as the Fat Mantis. I understand how that can have that effect on you. Now, I think there's a lot of stuff going on out there in fandom. And remember, for call-in purposes, it can be any fandom. I don't care if you're a fan of Downton Abbey. This is what's up. This is what we're here to discuss. All sorts of things like that. So if you're into something and you want to talk about it, feel free to call in. But right now, first thing I want to talk about is the infamous She-Hulk. I am starstruck. Oh, look, everyone. Hannah Banana says I am starstruck by the Fat Mantis. Thank you so much. That means I love you all so much. And remember to follow me on any other of these social medias. You see them right there. Link is in the description. And also feel free to fan each other. There are a lot of great creators out in this community, and I think it's important that we support each other. And those who are still true advocates of streaming and getting information out, whether you're politics, you just want to talk, you want to hang out, whatever, you're a video game streamer, maybe you have some sort of special niche you're into, please check it out. A lot of love, a lot of energy, and a lot of great shows are out there. You would think that after everything that went down on Spoon, there was a lot of people leaving the whole streaming scene. However, it persists, as I will persist until Kingdom Come. The Fat Mantis will be here talking about nonsense. So Rogue Radio said, I would like the link so I can call in. Absolutely. I'm going to put that down in the chat for my Discord. What else are you guys up to? While I fetch that link. And this is for anybody. Feel free to join my Discord so then we can actually you can call me in via personal call. Call me like you're my buddy on a thing, and we'll be able to talk what you're talking about. That's a hint for me to call in about Bridgerton, isn't it? Yo, if you're into Bridgerton, I don't know the first thing about Bridgerton other than those people are hella attractive. Although I think the new cast of the new Star Trek show, Strange New Worlds, might give them a run for their money. The men are handsome. The women are beautiful. It's a new age of television. There we go. We're throwing up those links. Thank you so much. DJ Eddie says, Gray Winthrop, how the hell are you? Hi, Eddie. I'm good, she says. So who here, just see what's going on, lay of the land, who has actually seen the new trailer for the Disney Plus original She-Hulk, Eternity Law? Oh, Rogue says, yes, that show is great. So Rogue Radio, are you talking about Bridgerton, or are you talking about Star Trek? I'm loving Star Trek. Like, the new Star Trek show is blowing my mind. And it's funny that it's blowing my mind because it's not necessarily like the most original thing ever made. It's just back to being normal Trek, and I think that's what a lot of the fans have needed for a while. We don't always want to vote for the same. Sometimes we want to vote for change. But this was not the age of change. This was not the time to do it. I'm going to call in about Bugs. Sea Witch, welcome in. I don't think I know Bugs. We talking about Bugs Bunny, or is this a game? Might have to call in depending on topics. So, Izzy, you can always call and talk about a different topic. Did you see my comment? There's so many comments. Where is this comment? Pubs says, when was the last time Pubs even said? What up, Shaolin Ice Boxer? Welcome to the stream. Publix, can you say that one more time? I bought a new Mantis. Oh, Sea Witch, that's right. So the way that I discovered that Sea Witch was such an amazing person is that she has a pet mantis. I guess she got another one now. And that is so random. I'm the fat mantis, probably because I love mantises. I love mantids. But they are also the most random animal ever. Like, you can't even get emojis of those guys. Shaolin says, I liked it. It looks good. I'm about to watch it, though. I knew we were doing the She-Hulk. I was taken aback because, honestly, I'm going to just say it. On She-Hulk, regarding She-Hulk, the special effects are not up to par for the character. And so for a show where the main character is entirely CGI, I think it is vastly unprofessional. And you have to remember, Marvel's notorious for having FU money. Marvel doesn't have to listen to anyone. They're going to be bigger than Disney if they keep this up. Like, they don't have to answer to literally anybody. They could make their own Marvel Nation, on the tip of Florida or something. And for some reason, they didn't spend money, or they didn't have a competent CGIers, what do they call them? Computer graphics guys. Rogue Radio was referring to, of course, Bridgerton. Yes, a lot of people love that Bridgerton. Are all of you here streamers? Either way, you gotta follow you all. Yes, you should follow people even if they are not streamers. That is what I'm saying, because one day they could be a streamer. Like, the point is that they support each other and they love independent content and they love creators like you and me, DJ Eddie. Yo, so shout out to Steve Witch's new in Mantis. Mantis should make one for his channel. I should make what? What are we making? Oh, a Mantis emoji. Yes, I should. It's kind of weird that I never thought to do that before. Could be they released a shitty version just for PR. Yo, Public, I've been thinking about that. There is 3 months. They have counted 3 months until the actual show releases. And I really do. I am hoping that they fix the CGI. Now, sometimes we've wished for that for various shows. We see something we don't like in a show and we go, maybe we complain enough on the internet. They'll change that. I don't know if that's what I've seen going on, Yeah, I hear you. I'm willing to wait and see. Looks like they're going to be capturing the spirit of She-Hulk. Looks relatively accurate. I pray Daredevil is in it. I think Daredevil is definitely in it, and I actually hope he costumes up. I hope he has a little more expensive costume than he had on Netflix. But I do love the spirit of She-Hulk, I'm going to say. Attorney at law, biological ticking clock, interested in dating men, wants her love life to be as successful as her career life. She spends her days being an attorney than a superhero, and shenanigans ensue because she's a 7-foot-tall, green, muscle-bound monster. I love it. I love the concept. It looked like they adapted the comic very well. I'm just saying it's going to take me. It's that entire trailer. I was taken aback at what I was seeing. Is the CGI like the new Matrix CGI? See, which it might be worse. I don't know. I honestly feel like Fiona from Shrek is running around the Marvel universe in this trailer. And they also have the uncanny valley thing with the eyes. You know, the character's like, I am a real person. And you're like, what? Human eyes don't move like that? Just like the Sonic movie. And yes, they actually, public friend, that is a good point. The Sonic movie was a good example of the internet complaining and then them fixing it, and they fixed it for the better. And both those Sonic movies are like modern classics, right? The internet bullied a whole studio into redoing Sonic, a whole movie. And you know what? It worked out for them, right? It's profitable. It's written like a kid's movie, and yet everyone loves it. I loved it. I didn't see the second one. All fairness. Yes, Shaolin, except I don't believe they were bullied. I think they were going to redo it all along, and releasing a cringe CGI version is just to get people to talk about the film and hate watch. So, public, I think it's possible that I didn't think they were thinking they were going to redo it. I think they were trying to be slick. I think they were willing to redo it. Let me put it like that. They're like, let's do this weird experiment, and they put it out, and people were like, what? And they were like, okay, we're just kidding. Now the CGI guys have to stay after 5 for a blockbuster. What a shame. No, it can't be worse. Oh my God, said Sea Witch. She's way smaller than the Hulk too. Nowhere close as muscular. She barely grows. So that's the whole thing, Izzy. So the whole in the comic book, I'm going to get into comic lore, so I'm sure this will bore all of you. So Jennifer Walters, the cousin of Bruce Banner, is one day the Hulk during a period where he was his powers were dormant. He thought he had cured himself. He went to go talk to Jennifer Walters, and because she's a lawyer, the mob comes after her and they shoot her up. I think it's like a drive-by. They shoot her up, filled with holes, blood everywhere. And so she needs a blood transfusion, and her first cousin, Bruce Banner, is the only one who can do it. And he thinks he's cured of the Hulk, so he gives her the blood transfusion. And sure enough, she ends up turning into a Hulk monster. However, she doesn't have the full powers of the Hulk, which is what was cool about her. She kept her intelligence, had super strength, but she didn't go full rage monster, drooling beast. And so that's that's kind of like the fun of her character compared to Hulk, right? I loved it. They are sticking to the Sonic lore closely, but they're still doing their own original thing. I love Knuckles. They also all but confirmed he's black. So yeah, we could talk about having a black soul. And so if you are not black and you live in America, you might have a black soul, but please don't express that. But cartoon characters very often will have black souls, and there's a long history of these characters being cast as black actors, clearly having black subcultural like accents or lingo, some even talking Ebonics or whatever. But there'll be a Transformer, there'll be Martian Manhunter, there'll be an alien, there'll be Knuckles or whatever. And so we know, we're like, if he was magically turned human, he would clearly be a black human. He bit her ass, says Sea Witch. Yes, a blood transfusion is what happened in the comic. I don't know what they're planning on doing for the show, but Public Friend says the Goofy movie. Knuckles has dreads, wears J's, and is voiced by a black man. I love it. I really do need to see the sequel. I think Gray Winthrop was telling me it was pretty awesome. Idris Elba deserves an Oscar for Sonic 2. Oh my effing God, the Goofy movie. Yeah, the Goofy movie's a good one. I haven't seen that in forever and a day. But if anyone had strong enough opinions, feel free to call in. Right up on my Discord. I'm going to be taking one caller at a time. Sorry, this is a civilized house. This isn't no 8-caller nonsense. Still waiting on Static Shock. Feel like they've been doing something for DC. So, who do we have here? Oh, we have none other than the infamous Gray Winthrop calling in. How are you, Gray? Gray, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. There was an echo for a moment, so I had to. Uh-oh.
You
Wait
still
one
hear?
second.
You still hear it? Wait, hold on.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Apologies for that.
Just had to get rid of that echo.
Technology is a thing that escapes us all. Am I right?
Hi, Lainey. How you doing? So yeah, I wanted to call in and talk about that She-Hulk abomination. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, she went there. So what are your feelings on this whole situation?
Okay, so here's the thing. As you know, I love Tatiana Maslany. I actually, really enjoy Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. Really enjoy him in every performance he's had as Hulk. Love Tim Roth. Tim Roth is an awesome actor. Everything he does is gold. So this should be a good show. Like, I mean, it might not be the best show ever because Marvel shows on Disney Plus tend to mostly disappoint. I gotta be honest.
So you'd say so far you are not liking this whole situation with the whole Disney Plus series?
Well, I would say that most of them, I think that the problem is the format, maybe, because a lot of the shows have issues with the writing where the plot doesn't wrap up well. It's sometimes disjointed. Like for instance, I had a great time with Moon Knight, but that script was not great. I love where it's going. I'll watch the next season, but it's not a great script. Kind of like Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was one where the editing was so bad. You got to admit, the editing was not.
Well, for modern day political reasons, they had to remove. They had to remove certain subplots, including one about like a vaccine and disease in immigration camps, actually. So there was like a three-pronged attack on that, and they were like, remove this subplot. And I think that's what made it kind of gibberish.
Yeah, it's confusing. There's like a whole thing where a character dies, and she was an important character apparently in the plot that was cut. You know what I mean?
Yes. So I found out there is more
bad
explanation as to who she was, what was her impairment, and why that made these young people so angry.
Right, and the motivation of the main villain. It was severely cut with that extra plot. So we really had no sympathy for a character that was supposed to be sympathetic. So yeah, don't get me started on it. But Hawkeye, I know you agree that Hawkeye was not so great. It was not A tier.
I would actually rank Hawkeye as one of the worst television shows I've ever seen.
Right.
I'd rather like watch daytime soap operas than another season of Hawkeye.
Yeah. Now, I loved WandaVision. I loved Loki, but I do think that they could have both of those. I stand by it. They could have had a couple more episodes, or like maybe even one more episode to tie up the plots. Or I think especially with WandaVision, it was obvious that there was some cutting going on. So yeah, I think that the 6-episode format is not good,
right?
With stories that they're telling.
And so what is it? WandaVision was 8. Loki was like 6. I think Winter Soldier was also, Falcon Winter Soldier was also 6.
Yeah.
Moon Knight is 6.
Right.
I don't know what She-Hulk is going to be.
6. Most of them are 6 at this point.
Shaolin is saying Hawkeye was the only shit Disney Plus Marvel show. I would agree. I think
right.
I think it was very bad, and I think the other ones weren't. I don't think any of us, other than that, I don't think any of them were bad. Like I certainly had fun with these shows. Like Loki was a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. Even I have a lot of issues with the plot of Winter Soldier, but I enjoyed it through every episode. I was not like, oh God, this is torture, like I was with Hawkeye. There were times where I'm like, why? What are they doing?
Here's actually the problem, and this has to do. This is similar to when they make a movie and they're like, don't give all the good juicy stuff for the first movie. Let's save it for the sequel, and then they don't realize that if they don't sell enough tickets, they're not going to have a sequel. Right? So they do that in a lot of these franchises. And that's the thing. The Marvel shows are all there to set stuff up.
Yeah.
They're all there for setup and not actual really set it down. So they can only go so far with like Loki. the entire purpose of Loki
Mhm.
was just to set up the one who remained getting killed, and the
Yeah.
multiverse doing its thing. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. so,
It's been out long enough.
it's over a year now, right? So,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
is crazy because I remember that feeling when it was during the pandemic, and they're like, "WandaVision's coming out." I was like, "Thank God, there's nothing to watch during the pandemic." And that was a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And I love WandaVision, love Loki, love most of these. But like I love Moon Knight, but again, there are issues with Moon Knight that I think that even if it was 8 episodes, could have been solved, you know? But they didn't have enough time in 40-minute
yeah,
episodes that in a 6 episode season, you know?
yes, personally, I think a lot of their any issues I have with them could have been addressed with more episodes. I think Loki was personally I think Loki was the right amount because they weren't planning on having a resolution with
Yeah.
Sylvie. They weren't planning on really resolving the TVA thing. They want to resolve TVA later on down the road. So they're unwilling to go there.
Right.
They're
See,
unwilling to
that's
have Kang
interesting.
really show up and
Yeah. That's the only one that we knew from the very beginning was going to have a sequel. Like Loki 2 is being filmed right now, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the series, at the end of the show, they said we'll come return in Loki 2,
Yeah.
So none of the others there's any indication that they're going to have a sequel.
And so I'm really
Right?
hoping that
Yeah.
Wanda, her story continues in House of Harkness, which is, they because what was she was nominated, right? Catherine
Mhm.
Hahn who played Agatha Harkness, the neighbor in WandaVision. If you guys don't know who that is, she's getting her own show. And I was like, why are you giving her a show? It's because she was nominated for like an Emmy or something for a supporting actress. And I was like, come on, man. I just think it's stupid because what it is like, here's what it is. Marvel movies, it's for everyone, but you need your fan base to sell that many tickets, right? And so you can't, I feel like studio politics and comic book politics don't clash. Someone who reads the comics is like me, I'm like, Agatha Harkness, I will never admit that she deserves a show. I don't care.
But if the show's good, will you watch it?
No, I honestly I won't, because if somebody is like, let's name a character who's a total scrub other than her,
a Marvel character
that they've shown in the MCU so far.
Oh,
Side
in the
character.
MCU?
A nobody.
Hmm.
Okay, Scarlet Scarab.
Okay.
If someone was like, we're going to give her own show, I'm good. Unless I was bored, probably wouldn't watch it. Because who is this person to have a show? They haven't given X-Men or Fantastic Four a show. Why should I watch her show? Right?
We're going to be bored because there is no X-Men or Fantastic Four movies right now.
The point is they should get to work. I'm telling this is me addressing Marvel right now. Get to work and make those movies or shows.
Right.
Because you owe us these things. Well, Kathy, welcome into the stream. I hope you guys are all having a good one. I'm on the phone here with Gray Winthrop. Welcome to the Fat Mantis Super Call-In Show here on Rogue Planet Wednesdays. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves. Pub says, get your ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Exactly, Kim Kardashian. I mean, public friend.
Right. So anyway, getting back to She-Hulk.
Yeah.
They need to fix those CGI graphics ASAP, because her hair is like a helmet that looks awful. In some scenes in the trailer, She-Hulk looks like a random pinched Barbie character, and in others it looks like they pasted Tatiana Maslany's face on these. It's very jarring. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not consistent. Her motions are jerky. Yeah.
And so I'm gonna say that what they made a big mistake, in my opinion, on the trailer. They made the mistake is that early in the trailer they show a close-up of Tatiana Maslany's face as her eyes are going green and her face is turning slightly green, and it is clearly a human woman that we have a close-up of a shot of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Later on in the trailer, they have the nerve to show a close-up of her face. And the gag was funny. This is at the end of the trailer when she's like horny and she wants to get with the dude, right? and they do a close up of
Yeah.
her face, and that is not an image of a human woman's face. That is a CGI mess. And the fact that they have them both in the same trailer, your mind is mentally comparing them. And they're just also, if you look at those close-up shots, it's almost as if like it's like an Instagram, like one of those Instagram filters that like make you prettier. And one of the ways they make you prettier is they blur you kind of. You're like slightly blurred. That's what they did to her. They literally tried to fool us like the Instagram generation. Maybe they think everyone's a Gen Z or I mean, I put beauty filters all the time on my Instagram. On my selfies. But what I'm saying is, so I know the trick, but I'm like, that is a blurry image. That is not in focus. Your camera isn't in focus, guy.
Yeah, they really need some help. Yeah.
Public says they should have just painted her skin green and given her a wig. It would have been much better. And I agree. And actually, I honestly think they even have body shots, which is clearly a cartoon character. And I'm like, if you're not even showing her face, get like a bodybuilding woman.
Get like Sasha Banks or something.
Yeah, and paint her green as to be the body double. And you use practical effects to create that. I mean, Star Trek and all these other things have been doing practical effect aliens, and I'm not saying they're spectacular, but let's face it, She-Hulk isn't sophisticated. It's just a green woman. They could have done practical effects that entire time. Right?
Agree.
Yeah. And like, what, these people don't want to wear makeup anymore? Like, what up?
I mean, Professor Hulk looks good, sort of because his body is so like non-human, like Thanos.
Yes.
We know that, Thanos looked like a alien dude, this big muscular.
They pulled him off so well. He really looked like that purple thing could exist.
Right. But they're trying to keep her to a like human
physique,
like proportions. Yeah. Physique proportions. They're trying to keep her because, women, they don't think women are sexy if they're very muscular, right? So they're trying to keep her statuesque and like, sleek looking.
And Amazon.
And they can't have it both ways. They can't have this, like this fantasy character, it's just not working. It's not working for whatever they're doing.
Right.
Yeah?
And Lainey also says, I feel attacked. And I think that she's referring to the beauty shots. I'm sorry if I've revealed the secret of every woman's beauty shots on Instagram. We all know the filters. Like, they're like, this filter makes me look like a cat. And then they're slightly blurred. And I was like, all they did is like, they took away your acne or whatever. So I'm on to it. We all know what's going on. Everyone knows the deal. No one's falling for it, ladies. No offense.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I started going to Zoom meetings during the pandemic, I was messing around with the blur filter, and I was like, oh, I look so good with the blur filter on. And then I was like, this is my coworkers. I come to work with no makeup on. Who am I trying to fool?
So right. People are getting dolled up for the Zoom meeting and stuff. And
I mean, who am I trying to impress is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to impress my coworkers.
People are having showered in days. They're in their pajamas, but then they like put on makeup.
Yeah.
And then they do a close-up. Like, hey guys, how's it working at home? And they're really nasty for underneath. Hold Up TV, welcome to the stream. Izzy says her arms look the most fake. Shallon says Hulk looked perfect, and everything else did for the most part. It was just some shots of She-Hulk. That's why I'm not tripping yet. That's another point. Why does Hulk look good?
They were able to import that high quality,
the endgame graphics.
Right. Yeah. Like they got the good stuff, with Hulk. She has the CW graphics.
Yes.
He's got the Marvel movie graphics.
And that's my issue right now with some of these Disney shows. I feel like they're like using CW, but I think they claim they were going to spend a shitload of millions and millions on these things, and they feel like CW shows. Like, one of the things, there are multiple things that kind of bothered me about Moon Knight. One of the things that offended me the most, this is crazy, is the fighting. Because I'm like I'm a fighting fascist, right? Like, if the fighting isn't good, I'm like, why, how hard is it to get stunts? Especially if someone's wearing a mask. You put a kung fu, guy who knows wushu in a mask, he can be Moon Knight. And if you watch Arrow, for the most part, I watched like the first 4 or 5 seasons and then bailed out. It was slowly getting worse. But those first couple of seasons, every week they gave you a high octane action scene that is better than anything you see in Moon Knight. So why can the CW do it on their budget?
Yeah.
And so I don't know what they're doing. Maybe Feige is embezzling money. You think it's possible?
Bob Chapek, or as they call it, Bob Chapek.
for those of you,
Bob Paycheck.
I have not heard any of those, but they're all funny.
Right. That's because I hang out with the Disney park vloggers, the real G's,
the real
G's, of the Disney community.
I'm just a poser.
Who hate Bob Chapek. Yeah.
See, which says I love filters, makes me feel perfectly imperfect. I'm sorry, guys, about that. I always try to go natural. No filter. Hashtag no filter. Hashtag handsome. Hashtag model.
Born this way.
Born this way. Okay. Public says I roll out of bed and turn the Zoom camera on. Boom. Spreading a movie budget over 6 hours. I don't know if it's the writing or what it is, but really, ultimately, I had no problem with the writing that I saw from the trailer. I'm going to ultimately say my issue was the CGI. I love She-Hulk. I absolutely love her. And so it will be ashamed if I have to turn it off halfway.
Definitely give it a chance. Like I said, I love the actors. She-Hulk, I remember as a little kid, I loved female superheroes. I was the one that all these movies and stuff now, those were made for me as a child. I wish I could break. I mean, the quartering is like, who is this for? It was for little me. Okay. I was really psyched about the idea of She-Hulk, and I want it to be good,
Yeah, no, I feel that. I absolutely feel that. Thank you for calling in. Was there any other fandoms you want to talk about or anything?
I can talk about anything, but right now this was good.
Good go, guys. Awesome. Do you want to do any plugs or shout outs or before you go?
Shout out to you as always. And yeah, eventually I will be streaming again, but I don't know when. I want to do a stream of playing Fallout New Vegas just because I really want to play again. And I think it would be fun to play it on Twitch and like with my commentary and everything.
It's funny.
I feel like it's one of those games that some people have missed out on,
I think it's brilliant. I think the game is. I never finished it.
There's a lot of people who love it, but there's also a lot of people who missed out on it. So I think it would be fun to stream.
He says posture check, drink some water. So see, which just watched the trailer. She looks like a Sims character. Yes, she does. That would be funny if they had her talking in the Sim language.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in. I'm gonna call Rogue Radio, but thank you for stopping in, guys. This is Gray Winthrop. And definitely add gaming streams to your thing, because I only just started game streaming on Twitch and I'm loving it. Okay. Ciao for now.
Laters.
Later, skater. Guys, that was Gray Winthrop, former host of Grim Inquiries. That was a great true crime thing. Hope to one day see that return. So, Rogue, I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to call you. If that works for you. Gray likes to play Sims for 30 hours straight. Hello? Hello, Rogue Radio. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm living the dream. Thank you so much for stopping in on Rogue Planet.
Absolutely. Big fan.
Thank you. And guys, just to let you know, there's no relation. Rogue Planet and Rogue Radio, total coincidence.
Complete coincidence.
So for those of you who don't know Rogue Radio, we met on Spoon. Rogue Radio does like docuseries and political or news and politics types.
Lots of important things that people don't usually like to talk about.
The things that make us uncomfortable. And then because I'm a coward, I avoid them and I talk about comic book shows.
It's okay. No shame.
Well, welcome. Thank you. This was your first time caller, so I love it.
Yeah. Thank you
Did,
for having me.
oh, always. Was there any particular fandom, or did you want to continue with She-Hulk on this one?
No, I've never watched She-Hulk or anything like that, but I have just started watching this show called The Sound of Magic, and it just came out, and it's a Korean, has a Korean-based cast, and the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because it's something that I followed before it became like a show, because it was once a webtoon comic called Anara Sumanara, which is the Korean word for abracadabra.
Wait, whoa! So wait, where can we see this? Actually, is the first thing.
Netflix.
Netflix. Well, it still lasts. Have you heard they just released 150 staffers on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just it's horrible what's going on for Netflix. They were the king of the world a minute ago. You guys should have sold your stock. But I am a huge webtoons fan. Like, I love webtoons.
Mm-hmm.
I probably
That was
nowadays
one of the...
read it more than actual like real comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was one of the first comics that I ever read on that app, and I loved it. And so yeah.
At some point, message me on Discord the actual spelling of the comic, because I would like to read the comic. But I'm definitely going to check that. It's called The Sound of Magic.
Yes. And it's basically about this man who lives in an old carnival, and he ends up kind of changing this one girl's life as she works hard for her sister and all that stuff. I don't want to talk about the whole story, because then I just you wouldn't have the point to watch it. But
Right. So it already sounds odd, and so I'm gonna ask for this. Obviously, shows about magic are gonna be odd, right?
Yes, of course.
But is it possible that, like, for instance, let's look at the rise of the Korean show, particularly on Netflix, right? Netflix is bringing us foreign stuff. We're watching more foreign stuff, and like particularly Korean stuff. I noticed that they like to do plots and stuff that you will never see in American.
Exactly. Their perspective on different plots is completely odd and very beautiful, and I really, really like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I mean, you were a Squid Game fan, right?
No, I've never watched that yet.
Are you for real?
I'm for real.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm making you feel like you're a weirdo, aren't I?
No.
But I mean, you've heard of it, obviously.
Yes.
And so that I feel like it also has. It's not just fun and it is fun in games. Trust me, it's a thrill ride throughout. But it talks a lot about socioeconomic divide in their country. And so, since you're into politics and into that particular subject, you're like a warrior for that. I think you'd like it on multiple angles.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look at it.
Or are you into violence? I know that came out weird, didn't it?
To a point, I guess.
Right. Okay.
If the violence is for justice, then yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna give you a warning that obviously Squid Game is it gets violent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Kathy also says the movie Parasite was also good. I loved Parasite.
I've never watched Parasite either.
Oh, you should see it. So that has no like fanboy fangirl element to it. There's no it's just it's a great story though. It's absolutely good. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So that's a great recommendation. Thank you for that.
Yes, you're welcome. The first season just came out, and I'm crazy about it just because I love seeing other people succeed. Because the author had like started on Webtoon, and now they're on Netflix, and I'm just so happy for them. I guess
I freaking love that. And I used to be on Webtoons, and I kind of wish that I could continue. It's just real life got involved. It's like making comic books, being the artist and the writer, is probably more time consuming than being a YouTuber. And being a YouTuber is time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish I'd stuck with it, because now everyone's getting their fat contracts, right?
Yeah.
So what other webtoons do you mess with?
There's one called True Beauty that I have been reading. on and off, because a lot of the time I don't have a lot of space on my ancient iPad that I have.
You're ancient. Why is it ancient?
Well, because it's been through a lot.
Oh, you're one of
Yes,
those.
it's one of those.
You throw your iPad around.
Well, I don't know. No, it's just had a lot of accidents.
Okay, so I will tell you right now, mine is in a crystal cage, guarded with
Oh.
monkeys with flaming swords.
Okay.
Like if you were let's say you were like had a flat tire in front of my house and you're like, please, I need to use your iPad so I can get an Uber. I'd be like, no. Like that's how much I cherish the thing. I don't let God forbid, that it ever gets into an accident.
I had it for I think 6 years. So
Bye, Kathy. Kathy's taken off. Thank you for stopping by the stream, Rogue Planet, and the Fat Mantis, and everyone else appreciates you. Kathy describes Squid Game as it was also about an economic divide, what a family will do to get out of poverty, and the ending was absolutely crazy. That is a wonderful synopsis of that movie. Rogue, you there?
yes.
Oh, okay, I thought I lost you for a sec.
Sorry, no. I'm a bit shy at the moment. My bad.
No, it's all right. I'm sorry. I tend to be a chatter monkey, so if I'm stepping on your lines, just let me know.
Oh no. You're fine. You're fine.
Public says let's hack Mantis's iPad, destroy it from the inside. Well, thank you, Pub. So sweet of you.
No.
Public. Yeah, right. No, that's gasp. What other fandoms are you checking out these days?
Mostly a My Hero Academia fan, but if I get started on that, we'll be here all night. So,
to be honest, I'm planning to do a catch up of My Hero Academia because I'm still in the second season.
You're still in the second season.
Yes, I am, and I know I'm a poser.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely love it. As a matter of fact, for a while, until Strange New Worlds came, and so I ended up liking it enough that I made my wallpaper on my phone Strange New Worlds. But before that, for like a year or so, it was My Hero Academia. Like I love it. I just don't have time to watch it.
Yeah. Me and my husband decided to watch all of season 5 like together. He's not even an anime fan.
Did he like it?
He loved it. We ended up buying all the DVDs and everything, like all the movies and everything. So now we're both anime fans, or at least My Hero Academia fans. So
My Hero Academia is wonderful, and I think that My Hero Academia hits people, particularly Americans, on a different level because it is definitely the Japanese commenting on American phenomenon. And what I mean by that is that all countries, everyone has superheroes in their stories. Everyone has since the beginning of time, people have told stories of superheroes, demigods, whatever, classical heroes, folk heroes, whatever. There's always different versions of superheroes, but superheroes who wear tights and capes and are cheesy like that's a very American.
Yeah.
And so the Japanese have many anime about superheroes that aren't really they're not tight wearing a-holes, right? So they decided on My Hero to be like, let's make commentary about how Americans do superheroes. Let's do it Japanese style, though.
Yes.
I love it.
I love the fact that all of their quirks or superpowers have just completely weird. Like Zero has the power to shoot tape out of his elbows. Like, how in the world is he going to be a superhero? But somehow they find a way to do it, which is
I love it. There's someone with giant ears, and they're like, I could detect anything with my ears. I'm like, what the hell?
Yes.
And I also say, one of the best things I like about My Hero Academia is that it is heartwarming, and I will say that in season 1 there is an episode where All Might made me misty-eyed.
Yeah, what was it? What scene?
It's the scene where the kids go on a field trip and they get attacked. The villains teleport in and are attacking them because they really want the teachers to come out and fight. And
Yeah,
All Might has
yeah.
already used all his power up for the day, and he's in his weak and pathetic form. And he doesn't think he can do it, but he has to force himself to become All Might to save the children. And he comes out there, and no one can do damage to this like genetically altered beast that they're fighting.
No move.
Yeah, okay. So you know the part. And he gives a speech about having
know
to push
everything
yourself
about
further.
this show.
Yes, you know that whole like, you have to go beyond plus ultra, that whole speech, but the way he did it, and he ends up knocking the creature into space, and I was like, oh my god, he could die right now, no one knows that he could die for them. I thought that was heartwarming.
I guess my scene would be around that area in season 1 where you see Deku on his knees after All Might just basically says, I can give you my power. That's something that he's always wanted to be as a superhero, and I don't know. I love it.
No, that was great too. That whole story of Deku, because he chooses Deku because Deku is he's the most weakest, pathetic creature on the planet, but he has like a heart of gold.
Yes.
That's a great. Yeah, it's cheesy.
Okay. Said it was cheesy.
It is cheesy, but it's cheesy in like a heartwarming way, right? My heart is warmed. So we just got something. We got a little something from our friends over. Izzy just sent us something over on the Discord, and I think I'm going to share it with everybody real quick. It's just a photo, so bear with me if I can figure out this blasted technology. But I guess I don't know how to share it. I can share a video, but I can't seem to figure out how to share just a photo. But I'll put that in the Discord. Thank you, Izzy, for that. It was a picture of Amber Heard wearing the same outfit as Dr. Evil.
Oh my god, I need to see it now.
Oh yeah, I'll put that in the Discord. But yo, thank you for stopping in. Do you have any plugs? Do you want to plug your shows or anything like that, or you want to do any shout outs?
Well, I mean, it only seems right to shout out to you.
Oh,
trust me, I'm not trying to be a copycat either, but I mean, you do so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, that absolutely means the world to me. And I don't know how to express it. I just I love my fans. I know it's so cheesy, but the fact that people actually want to hear me ramble on streams means everything to me. And so thank you. And honestly, I'm a huge fan of your stuff.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
I was listening to your other one, and like here's the thing. Your subject is a little heavy. Like I was watching your docu series on YouTube about trafficking.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Obviously it's important that we learn this stuff, but it was very heavy. So yeah, guys, so Rogue Radio, remember to follow her and subscribe to her on YouTube. She does some podcast, I believe, on Spotify. Am I correct?
Spotify, Anchor.fm as well. That's where I'm originally at.
Right. And then you started putting docuseries on this account for YouTube, correct?
Yeah, for YouTube, yeah.
So yo, guys, follow her, check it out. She's got a lot of things to say about the world, and she can educate you, and it definitely does it in a more fun way than, say, modern news, right?
Oh, well, that's nice to say. Thank you.
So Sarah, Rogue Radio, thank you so much for stopping in.
Thank you for having me again.
Have a good one. Peace. So guys, if anyone else has any other call-ins they want to do, I'll just look over at Public on the chat. Public friend says, well, we hate you. Thank you, Public. You always make me feel so special. Damn, I ruined the Rogue Planet. You didn't ruin anything. You didn't ruin anything, Izzy. I do need to figure out how to just share a photo, because that'll be great. If you guys send me memes and stuff, I'll definitely share them on Rogue Planet as they come in. Where can we catch Rogue Radio? Rogue Radio, you can catch on that name, Rogue Radio, on Anchor, Spotify, .fm, or you can also see some of her stuff on YouTube under Rogue Radio. The account she's on in right now, she's watching this cast on YouTube. So if you just check that out, it'll be right there. Drop Rogue Radio's link. Look at them; they're so demanding. They're like, "Get to work, Mantis. Get your ass to work." But right now we're doing our super call-in show. If anyone else has any fandoms they want to bitch about or praise or suggest to us, please just give me a ring on. Actually, Rogue Radio, will you drop your link? Yeah, drop the link to your YouTube, and so everyone can find all the links and stuff right there. How do you feel so? See what says, how do y'all feel so comfortable talking or comfy talking online? It definitely took work. I'm not gonna lie. I was a scrub. I was absolutely a scrub, and I thought because I was doing YouTube for about a year before I found Spoon, that I thought I was gonna be a G. And I'll tell you, on my first broadcasts, I was not a G. I was anything but a G. I was a lowercase G, but now I'm a big G. Girls see I got the money. $100 bills, y'all. Holdup says, "Yeah, bro, Dota is popping off." I am not. I have never watched a single episode of Dota, but that's going to be a good suggestion right there. So far we have been suggested to do Dota, The Sound of Magic, and Alice in Borderland. I believe those can all be found on Netflix. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sea Witch, it's all good. It'll come to you. You got this. But also, here's another thing we've got to talk about before we end this cast, and I'm gonna go on for at least another 20 minutes probably. Marvel today just signed on the dotted line. They have just purchased the rights to Stan Lee's physical appearance and name. The stipulations of it is they purchased them for the next 20 years from Pop Productions. That's run by, I believe, his daughter. I think it's like his daughter and her shady boyfriend or husband or something like that. And so they're going to keep Stan Lee around doing like appearances, and like, dare I say, are they going to put a digital Stan Lee in the movies for cameos? Now, for those of you who don't know, Stan Lee passed away a couple years ago. Holdup said something that I'm not going to read in the chat, but that's pretty funny. He says, as soon as you listen to some Christian music, I love it. Public says, joke's on you because I already do. So I don't know if you guys find that disastrous, but they're going to put Stan Lee's face on merchandise. This is Disney here. They're going to be putting him on T-shirts, all sorts of things. He's definitely going to get animated appearances. Will he have a digital cameos in these films? I don't know. Is it crossing the line, taking a dead man's image? Little Snake's trying to get money. Absolutely, man. And so I don't know if you guys know. And I'm if it sounds like I'm pointing a finger, I'm hoping I'm not pointing a finger, but I understand that this person who she's business partners with, his daughter was with, there were accusations that it was elder abuse. They were like draining Stan Lee's money at the end of his life. Like they were making him sign over money and properties and stuff that he probably wouldn't have if he was coherent. If he had been a healthier man. And so thank you for sharing the link, Rogue Radio. That these people who had the rights to his likeness, the family members who inherited it, it's possible that they were already involved in some shady stuff. He must have an estate. I'm sure they're paying the estate, which is what is usually done. So yeah, and I have a feeling that they're in charge of that estate, See what says, let him be dead in peace. I absolutely agree. I mean, is this disrupting the flow of the dead? Is like Stan Lee being like his spirit is now restless because of this stuff? Like kids are going to be. I mean, if they made a statue to him, that would be amazing. I don't think anyone would have a problem with that. But like, that's not what Disney's going to do. Let me tell you. I don't think it's crossing the line. That hasn't been crossed all the time in pop culture. I absolutely agree. And so I think they want to make sure that like where they want to cultify the worship of Walt Disney. I think we all know that Disney ultimately is a cult. And they're oh, look who's calling in. Cultify the worship of Walt Disney. I think we all know that. Hello.
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 Hi.
Hello, guys. It looks like we've got Lainey O on the mic calling on. How are you, Lainey?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm living the dream. Anytime I'm doing Rogue Planet, I'm having a good time.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, I'm happy to call in. Hi, Pubs. Hi, guys. Been a while.
Izzy says Kanye gospel. So Lainey, what's up? Did you have any thoughts on the Stan Lee situation?
Yeah, actually, that's why I called in. It's interesting to hear like the whole story behind it. In all honesty, I was kind of for it. I'm like, yeah, I think that Stan Lee actually would love that for him because he was always in it. Like he wanted to be in cameos and do things in the movies and be all up in it. And now all of a sudden, but if the family is the one who's pushing for this and then making money off of it, I don't know if I agree with it.
Yeah, I see that's the shady part. But you are right. During his life, he loved being Stan the Man Lee. And so even after he was done being editor at Marvel, he loved being known as the original editor of Marvel. And so he loved that, and he was living that lifestyle, and he loved doing guest appearances. And he's like, "Yo, back when I was young, I was an editor," and like all this stuff. Like he was living the dream and stuff like that. And he loved, yeah. And when he had finally, in the olden days, they were like. And the sad thing is, he had tried to get new comic books made. Before Marvel Studios went, because he was not involved with any ownership of the company anymore at a certain point. It's been many years. And so he had tried to have other comic books, but they were all very old. They were like super old fashioned and kids weren't into them. So he was almost penniless. And then Marvel, when they started doing the things, they wanted him for cameos. And with each movie, he got more and more for a cameo. At the point of his death, he was making $1 million each cameo.
Imagine Stan Lee being broke.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. So basically what it is in the 80s, this is crazy. This is actually funny. Marvel was horribly was totally bankrupt. Like they were running out of things. And so he was a co-owner of it. He wasn't the sole owner of it, but he was a co-owner, and they sold it to Toy Biz. So because they wanted to make the Marvel heroes into action figures. So a toy company owned it. And so he had nothing to do with it since the late 80s. And that went on until the early 2000s when Disney purchased that from them. Because action figures aren't cool anymore. So he hadn't been involved with like the money part of Marvel forever. He was people just knew him as Stan the Man Lee. But like whether I don't think it was probably hard to profit off of that, just having a reputation, right? Hello.
I'm like, is my mic working?
Yeah. Love you dearly, Lainey. You've been known to have some mic problems. I've been known to have some internet problems, but you've been known to have some mic problems. I gotta say.
Yeah, I feel like there's something totally going on with my mic, but it's okay. I'm figuring it out as I go. So but yeah, I didn't know that. I did not know that Stan Lee was. I did know that they had ended up selling to a toy company, and then of course I am enjoying what Disney is doing for the most part. There's a few of them that I think were definitely flops, but it's exciting. And I would like to see Stan Lee kind of come back and do cameos and have his own animated thing. But I don't know. It seems a little weird.
Yeah, and so Shaolin Iceboxer says, if the family is making money, I'm actually fine with it. Okay, so yeah, the money is going to his daughter, so that's good. And actually, that's another thing. There were only accusations of elder abuse. For all we know, Stan wanted to sign all that property and money over to his daughter. Like maybe he wanted to do that,
So we'll never know. I mean, I feel like if it was elder abuse, like F that daughter, she doesn't deserve it.
Public Friends says they should just have actors agree or disagree to this shit while they're still alive. Absolutely, they should. It's true, they should have thought about this stuff earlier, because that also is bringing up the question about Chadwick Boseman, who played Black Panther. And so is the question is, can they digitally put him in a movie? Because his character hasn't died, but they need to make another movie. And so there's a whole question about what to do with that. I'm sure Chadwick would love his image to be put up and for his family to be paid for his image. I think he would love that. But
Yeah, no, I kind of agree.
but we will never know because we can't actually ask him, you know.
You can't, but I also feel like if you're putting yourself into the public eye the way that these actors and producers do, I feel like that they would want their legacy to go on in a beautiful way, like Paul Walker with the whole. Oh my God!
Are you tearing up?
Hello? No, I'm good.
No, it sounded for a second like you said, "Oh my God!" It sounded like you were tearing up, and I know Paul Walker does make people sad.
I mean, he does. He totally makes me sad. But no, I'm like just thinking about how his story was beautiful at the end, and he's still alive, and like they haven't put him back in the movies, but like I still think that he would have been okay with it.
Yeah. Well, what did they took his brother right for his final movie? They took his brother and they I think they digitally put his face over his brother's face or whatever.
Yeah.
To fix that. But with Paul Walker's another sad one. You know, I didn't even know until he died that he was living that fast car life.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought that it was actually I thought that it was a scene. Like he died in a scene.
It wasn't.
No?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He bought a super fast car and he went to go see one of his friends who's a race car driver. And he's like, yo, let's tear this motherfucker out. And they were driving super fast, hit a freaking tree.
That's even sadder.
And so apparently, and I didn't know this either, but apparently that the car, like fast car life was his passion. It's so funny. You think Fast and Furious is just some stupid, you know, franchise. He was actually really into super racing and fast cars and all sorts of stuff.
You learn something new every day.
Right. Am I right?
You are right. You know, especially here on Rogue Planet, you learn something new every day.
That's what I try to do. I try to be an educator as well as an entertainer.
Absolutely. You are both.
Well, thank you. Did you have any fandoms you wanted to talk about or anything you could put us on to? Because I've already got a list of good stuff over here. We got Dota, Alice in Borderlands, and The Sound of Magic, all found on Netflix.
No, I'm still trying to catch up on everything. So no, I don't have any fandoms that I want to put you guys onto. But I am excited definitely to see Star Trek continue. Learning more of the characters.
Yeah,
and you know,
yeah,
She-Hulk. I'm excited for She-Hulk, but I'm not excited for She-Hulk.
If they fix it, if they fix the special effects, I will be like so excited. I was already excited. Like I said, I wish they had done practical effects. They should get a bodybuilder, paint her green. You know, the same thing they do with stunt people. You know.
No, I'm totally with that. I think that she looks absolutely awful, and I know that you had mentioned the eyes. The eyes are like they're dead, and you know me, I'm huge on eyes, guys. Like I need the soul to be in those eyes.
Yeah, exactly, man. None of these in the story they have her dating all these dudes. None of these guys are going to want to get with her if she has weird eyes. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I feel that.
But yo, I got another tragedy to report. You know, that's the unfortunate thing about Rogue Planet is I have to do the news of comics and you know showmanship. And so it has been reported in a Disney advertisers call. They make those public yesterday that they have decided, and Netflix is going to do the same thing, but Disney's beating them to the punch. They have decided to add commercials to Disney Plus.
Oh, we don't want them. We do not want those.
And so for the base price, you're going to have, and they're promising only 4 minutes of commercials per every hour.
For all of these streaming apps, and then they give us commercials. Go anyway.
With Hulu gives 9 to 12 minutes of commercials per hour, and so you know Hulu has a feature where you pay more, and Disney's going to have the same thing. You can pay more to opt out of commercials. Yeah,
no, give me the commercials. I already pay enough for streaming apps.
I actually noticed that. You know what I find really interesting is right. I mean, it's getting crazy with streaming apps. They expect us to pay a fortune. Every little channel's like, we have our own no streaming app. I'm not paying $5, even if it's just $5 for Discovery Plus.
Yeah,
who are you? You're not worth $5.
That's how I question. I'm like, how is Netflix really going out of business and firing all of these people? And like we pay a shit ton of money for this.
And so, there are people who are suing right now, Netflix shareholders, because what it was is the cancellations have been, apparently, they say they have proof. The cancellations have been steady over the last year, but they only decided to report it now. They thought they could turn it around. But they were supposed to be telling the shareholders that they were, but apparently because the pandemic is over, more and more people are going to work and they have less time to have to be to stream, because sometimes people would stream while they work. I mean, I stream while I work. So they decide, do I really need a Netflix account if it's going to be like $20 a month?
A good question. Like, I kind of do feel like I'm ready to drop most of my streaming apps because I'm going back to work full time. But I mean, I get it, but I don't know. There's something shisty going on in Netflix.
Oh yeah, they've been shysters. Someone's pocketing a lot of money, and it ain't me.
Absolutely.
I ain't seen any of it. Holden saying, "Bro, I'm about to rewatch the entire Dragon Ball catalog." There we go.
I'm actually watching Naruto, so I feel you.
Excuse me, it's Naruto.
Whatever. Oh my god.
I'm not doing that. I'm not schooling you right now. I swear I'm not. But actually, for those of you who don't know, I love the Northman. I absolutely love the Northman. The reason I went to the Northman on my birthday is originally I was supposed to go to the new Dragon Ball movie. But apparently their studio had a hack.
Ooh.
Like somebody had hacked their computers and tried to stealing the Dragon Ball movie. And so they had to delay it until June or something. So I was bummed out about that.
Yeah, but you ended up watching a really good movie. I mean, you gave it an A-, correct?
What? Oh yeah, the Northman. No regrets on that. That was an amazing movie. So far, I think that's the best movie I've seen all year. I think.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're giving it an A-, it must be a good movie.
Yeah, and so I definitely recommend that one for you guys. Just speaking of bloody, but for the commercial things, it's interesting. I noticed this, and have you noticed? Has anyone else noticed that the Disney Plus shows are written with commercial breaks in them? There are times when the camera, like they're in a shocking moment, and they'll cut to dark, and then they'll immediately go back to the scene you're in. And I think about it, I'm like, that's the end of it. That's signifying the end of an act in television writing. That's the commercial break. You put you put a shocker, and then you cut to a commercial. So the person will sit through the commercials because they want to see what happens at the end of the shock. But apparently, this entire time, if you even go back to WandaVision, one of their first shows, they have commercial moments where you could theoretically put commercials in. So they may have been preparing this forever.
Yeah, actually, now that you're talking about it, I do vaguely remember that because I don't pay attention.
Because Netflix doesn't do that. If you're watching a Netflix show, they just do the 45 to an hour, no breaks whatsoever. Sometimes I'm watching Netflix shows and I'm like, well, you're kind of dozing off, but See Witches
when it just automatically starts over.
So See Witches, do you like Umbrella Academy? If so, do you know when they're coming out with season 3? I don't know when. I don't know what the release date is. I think they're finishing up filming it. It is coming out. I will say it's controversial because I know everyone loves it and I do not love it. And so the reason why is I really love the comic, and it deviates so much from the comic that, like, I'm like, one of those fans who's like eye rolling it. I'm like, oh brother, that is totally not Vanya. You didn't even understand Vanya, bro.
Goodness. Yeah, I've not read the comics, so I'm actually a big fan of the Umbrella Academy.
And then See Witches like, never mind. I just Googled it. Okay, so I'm just useless. Whatever. Way to make me feel useless. Wonderful. Never mind. Just the name. Oh, and then we're going. Rogue Radio says the name of the comic is Anara Sumanara. You like my Japanese?
That was pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure that's how she almost pronounced it that way, I think.
Yeah, but they just do it faster. I'm just like slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other fandoms you want to talk about?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me up here.
It is always a pleasure. Do you want to do any shout outs or any you want to plug?
Shout out to you. I'm not plugging anything right now because I really haven't decided if I'm going to be continuing to stream. Oh shit.
No. I'm just saying, just do it. I know, even if you don't have a schedule, just do it. Trust me. Yeah, I think you have a knack for this stuff. I think you're good at it. I don't think you should stop doing things you're good at.
Thanks, Mantis.
I keep it real. What can I say?
You keep it so real.
100. But anyway, thank you for stopping in, Lainey.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me up here. Shout out to you. Shout out to the fam. Love you guys.
Boom.
Oh wait. Choo choo. Bye.
Choo choo. There we go. We were all waiting for that choo choo, guys. And so there, unfortunately, there you have it. That is this week's episode of Rogue Planet Super Call-In Show. Thank you guys for coming in with your questions and just supporting me and just being there for me. I love each and every one of you. You guys are incredibly amazing. Remember our little list on there. If you're looking for a list of any recommendations, I want you guys to throw recommendations for shows or whatever whenever you have them. Even if it's on a random day, throw it in my Discord. Let the community know what they should be watching, what we need to be talking about on this show. I've had such a great time with it. I hope you guys all have a beautiful and wonderful evening. And remember to keep tuning in to like, share, and subscribe to Voice of the Fat Mantis on YouTube, or come to my morning streams on Twitch, which can sometimes be afternoon streams. Depends on what I'm feeling, right? But on Twitch, I'm doing Brunch with the Fat Mantis, and I'm going to keep doing that every day throughout the summer, starting on June 1st. It's not just going to be weekdays that we're going to be having fun. We're going to be having all sorts of stream funs, and I'm going to be mixing up the genres. We'll be on video games, we'll be singing, we'll be doing creepypastas, we'll be doing the whole works, because we're going to have a summer spectacular, and I trust that each and every one of you are going to be there. But until next time, guys, ciao for now. This is the Fat Mantis with Rogue Planet signing off.